Dogs were relentlessly chasing a man named Martin Stoner. They were not flesh and blood dogs, but the hounds of fate. Because of an innate slothfulness and improvidence, he consistently failed at everything he tried to do. Now he was at the end of his rope as he plodded towards the sea. He had only a halfpenny in his pocket. It was raining and he was hungry and wet. He encountered a farmhouse and decided to ask for shelter until it stopped raining. The door opened even before Martin had knocked. A servant named George invited him to come inside. He thought that Martin was Master Tom, who had left 4 years ago. George told Tom that his aunt was willing to let her nephew stay, but she refused to see him. After eating, Martin enjoyed a good night's sleep. Apparently, Martin closely resembled the wandering Master Tom. When the maid served him breakfast the next morning, she apparently did not know that she was catering to a stranger. Even the dog did not know the difference because it had been born after Master Tom had left. Martin began to think that it was a good idea to take advantage of the situation in which he found himself. From incidental remarks of the old servant, Martin obtained further information about his situation. Master Tom had done some unnamed misdeed that made the whole community hate him, so no one would be willing to associate with him. The old servant encouraged Martin to divert himself with his horse and his dog. So Martin took a leisurely horseback ride. As he rode, hostile looks and unfriendly remarks confirmed what the old servant had said concerning the attitude of the community toward Master Tom. Martin was afraid that he might be exposed as an impostor. He weighed the pros and the cons about continuing the impersonation but came to a no conclusion. He drifted with the tide. He kept away from those rooms where his presence would annoy his supposed aunt. However, once when she had gone to church, he looked around the forbidden rooms. He found an album with pictures of Master Tom. Martin was an exact facsimile of an errant nephew. One day, George told the so-called Master Tom that Michael Lay was back in the village. He had sworn that he would shoot Master Tom if he ever found him, so Martin had to leave for the brief time that Michael Lay was visiting the village. They gave Martin some money and a horse. He felt guilty about taking the money, but he continued to drift with the tide. George suggested that he travel at night to escape detection. Martin decided that he would never come back. He hoped to find a job and improve his situation. As he rode along, he became cheerful and began to hum a tune. But then Michael Lay stepped out from behind a tree and shot him.